Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate on a Monday morning, March 20-something, 25th, I think. I hope you all had a great weekend. We've got some mortgage and marketing. Maybe I'll start with some motivation as well. And we'll get you going for a week here leading into a holiday weekend. Earlier than normal this year.
Oh, there's a holiday?
Yeah. What do you know about that? So, quick little mindset to kick off the show.
What you got?
You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. That was from Dan Millman. You know what that's a great book by Dan Millman. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe somebody can comment below. Dan Millman, it's a great book. I mean, it was such a good book. Like I have vivid pictures in my brain.
Dan Millman.
It painted such incredible pictures. Something about the warrior, something or other. Great book. Anyway, I'm going to briefly talk about DSCR loans on the mortgage front. We're doing a deep dive tomorrow at 1 Eastern. DSCRclass.com is where you can go to check that out. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. I'm telling you, that's such a good book. I think I might read it again, actually. I haven't read it in many years, but man, there's just some vivid.
Okay.
It's just wonderfully written, and some incredible lessons and takeaways.
I have purchased it with one click. Amazon, you're evil. You're bankrupt.
Yes. Yep. Evil in a good way. Anyway, DSCRclass.com. It'll be Jordan and I and our DSCR specialist, Taylor Dye, will be joining us as well. Whole bunch of reasons why you should know about DSCR loans for yourself and for clients and potential clients. So come check that out. If you can't make it live at 1 Eastern, we always set those up so that you can check out the on-demand replay immediately afterward at the same link, dscrclass.com.
You're fancy.
Ryan, what's
You're fancy. You got the special URL.
I know.
The recording. Good work.
David, so David agrees. It's a great book. I read it about 10 years ago. That's probably about when I read it too. 10 to 12 years ago, something like that. Social post the day.
Well, let's do a couple, because I just noticed in my feed Chase here, Walseth, he's a good agent here in Pinellas County.
Sweet.
I saw him posting. This caught my eye just now when I was going to get my post. He says, I'm looking for a 3-through-22 pool or larger. I like this. I don't know if it's for him or for a client, but he's just putting it out there that he's looking for a specific type of property. And this could be an interesting way to grab listings, or maybe he really has a buyer that needs this property and he's just, reaching out to his wider network of agents. But I kind of like this specificity, kind of like sending a letter out and saying, hey, I have buyers, right, looking for a home. What do they call those?
Golden letter, or
something like that.
Yeah.
So cool idea from Chase.
I call that seller referral offer post, and we've got some great examples of that. Maybe Mike can add some of those into the members area. If you a way to take that a step farther is, if it is for specific clients,
I'm losing you.
They're okay with you telling their story and even maybe using their pictures. And what's interesting and funny, the settlement that I have Friday, I'm selling their house and they're buying a new one. When they first came to me, I can remember sending out direct mail and posting on social media, etc., telling their story, because there was so limited inventory. Now, we ended up winning on a multiple offer scenario on an MLS listing. But I think one of the reasons why they are such great clients for me is because of that extra work we had done in that process, even though the extra work didn't necessarily, that's not how we found their home. And I don't remember if it brought me other clients. My guess is that it probably at least created some conversations for me. But it's an example of the level of service and value we're probably all going to need to demonstrate for buyer clients moving forward if we want to be able to justify our commission.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's a good point about what Chase is doing, because those people are probably seeing him doing that.
Yeah.
If they're connected to him. Yeah.
Yep. So Mike, if you can dig up some of that stuff and add it under member resources and maybe add it to the description of today's replay as well, I think that would be great. And then Ryan, you've got a mortgage related social post.
Yeah, I just went straight over the Mortgage News Daily, our favorite go-to.
I don't know if it's me or if it's Ryan. Ryan, are you still there? I don't know if it's my connection or yours, but I lost you for a second.
Yeah, let me see. I just switched again. It could be me.
Okay.
I'm hardwire connected though. I have to call the cable company.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Mortgage News Daily is where I lost you. So Mortgage News Daily, there's lots of great stuff you can find on there to use.
Yeah. So this is a screenshot of the rates. What I was saying was you can change the loan amount down at the bottom, and it'll update all the numbers underneath each tile. I didn't realize that up till today.
Okay.
So here, like right here, if you go to today's mortgage rates, so I just picked a number right around the median, and then you can see they all update.
Yeah. Look at that.
So pretty cool. Do a mortgage rate post. I did do a tease at the end here. Depending on where you live, there are some interesting options out there right now that can help you minimize down payment and cash out of pocket to buy your next home. So you can put a little teaser in there about
a little special financing down payment assistance teaser. That never hurts. So I already teased this, but tomorrow our DSCR loans. So if you're curious about DSCR loans, DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio, debt service coverage ratio. And one of the many great things about DSCR loans is when it comes to mortgages, there are three primary pillars for qualification. There's income, there's assets, and there's credit score. Okay, income, assets, credit score. For DSCR loans, the income is the income from the property. So you could have no verifiable income. And if you have a property that produces income and you have a credit score worthy enough, which DSCR, we do have a couple of lenders that'll start at 575. Those terms and rates and fees, et cetera, can be a little bit, rough, let's say, but they are possible. Better is at 620, 640, 660. Okay. And then you have assets, right? You have to have reserves. Okay. Reserves. And that could be checking, savings. It could be in a retirement account. It could be in a cash value of an insurance policy, right? There's any number of ways you can meet that. But you don't have to have W-2 income, 1099 income. I mean, it's more based on the income that the property can produce. They're great. We're talking with a lot of investors who are cash out refinancing to either make improvements or to buy more assets. Okay. And we're also working with a lot of them that are using it to purchase income producing properties, single units, multi-units, mixed use, commercial, any and all of the above apply. Go ahead, Ryan.
It's interesting. An interesting piece of content to do, either via email or social, whatever, might be to take a specific property and calculate the DSCR terms on it. So show a picture of the house, and you could buy this. Something like, hey, you could buy this without bank statements, with low documentation, and just talk about the numbers that would go into it. What, 15% down usually, 20.
So 15 is the minimum. We do have some that are 85. I will say, so when I say that 15% down and 575 are possible, it's really hard to make the numbers work. Way better is 20 to 25% down, because the numbers and the ratio just works way better at that. So if we're exploring a 15% down or a 575, it's got to be a smoking deal. It's got to be like a really good deal. If the numbers are tight on that, and we're looking at, trying to make it fit a 15% or a below 620 credit score, it's going to be rough. It's got, like I said, it's got to be a smoking deal. And by smoking deal, I mean the price you're paying versus the income that it produces, right? The price you're agreeing on versus the income it produces. Again, those are possible, but way more commonly, we're doing deals 640 plus, 660 plus, 700 plus, with a strong ratio. And the simple ratio is 1-to-1. So how much monthly income or yearly income, it doesn't really matter, however you want to calculate it. And then how much does the debt service? How much is the PITI, right? The principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And if it's 1-to-1 or better, you're in good shape. Now we do have DSCR options below 1. So we have 0.75. We even have no ratio options. But it's a give and take. It's a give and take when you come to those.
Yeah, the two I've done, the two I did were I think 25% and 30% down, because it just made sense to make the numbers work, but also to get the rate down a little bit more.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
But they're great options for, people who want to get started buying their first investment property. You can put it out there and say, hey, just talk about what's possible, and then throw out some candidate properties, start shopping yourself. And there's always a down payment at which the DSCR will work, which is interesting.
Exactly.
If you happen to have 50,000 cash, then you could buy this house with these terms. Is an interesting kind of way to go about that.
And then you can explore how they can find the 50K.
Yeah.
If that's not possible, there are ways to find it to get started with investing.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
That's a webinar. That's a white label webinar you and Jordan should do, like how to get started investing in real estate, that the people watching this could reuse maybe.
Yeah,
making some work for you.
But making some content like that people can R&D, either rip off and duplicate themselves or just use out of the gate, right? Where they can. That's a great idea, actually. We'll have to get to work on that. What do you got here?
Did you see this? February home sales spike 9.5%. I think it's February versus January. It was on CNBC. These numbers that came out Friday. Are you guys experiencing more volume? And it's just home sale volume, but this could be good news that transaction volume is going up. Now I looked at this story and I was like, well, it's just seasonal, right? Is it just seasonal?
I think some of that has to be, right, because I've said this a few times. The last few weeks on here, Cosette's number of buyers under contract, she's been having a lot of success, but those were clients that she's been working with for a while. It's just now that she's now been able to get them under contract. So I would guess that some of it's seasonal.
The first time buyer ratio is going down, which isn't a great sign. So usually it's 40%. I didn't know this. Usually 40% of transactions are first-time buyers. It's down around the 28%, which kind of makes sense as affordability goes down. More people are choosing to rent longer because home prices have gone up so high. But I don't know. Interesting article on CNBC if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. You have anything else today, or?
Well, no. I had one thing on the marketing front. Actually, let's Charlie.
Yeah, get those questions.
So, can you use that type of loan and your VA program? Can you confirm, Ryan? What did I miss? What am I missing there?
The DSCR, because you're not going to mix DSCR and VA. They're two different.
Right, but there is a strategy, and Jordan is extremely well versed on using the VA benefit to build an investment portfolio. There are two different strategies there, and one doesn't work with the other. In other words, VA and DSCR loan types are solely different, and you can't like mix and match them per se. But someone could do a cash out VA loan to get the equity or the capital to then invest with a DSCR loan to start or grow an investment portfolio. So that would be one strategy around that. And then Alina says, does it have to be the actual current income or can it be potential or prevailing? That's a great question. So it's either or. If there is a signed lease or leases, great. If not, they will use and I always forget.
They use comps, don't they?
It's 1007.
Yeah.
I think it's a 1007 appraisal. I think it's 1007.
They basically look at rental comps.
Exactly. So that is, instead of a comparable sale appraisal, it's comparing the property and it's a rental income appraisal. What can we expect this property to generate in rental income? Okay. So either way, so in that scenario, you've got a vacant property, right? You're looking to acquire a 3-unit that's just, for whatever reason, it's completely vacant right now. They're going to use a rental appraisal to establish what the potential rental income is, and that's how they'll value and calculate the DSCR ratio.
No, they don't want to see short-term rentals, right? This is based on year-round rental comps.
Okay, so we have options. DSCR, we absolutely have lenders that are okay with the short-term Airbnb, VRBO, etc. How they calculate the income on those is different than a long-term rental. Okay, and how they calculate will depend on the lender. Like each of the lenders have their own formulas for those scenarios. And some of them are similar, but some of them are a little bit different.
Where are the rates on those right now, assuming great credit and that the deal works good, like healthy down payment? 8, 9.
We have some that are coming back quotes in the 7s if they're strong credit, and generally speaking, that would be 25% down, but you can get it into the 7s. If credit isn't as strong, or we're trying to go the 20% or 15% down, that's when you're going to see the 8s and 9s, which is why then it's harder to get it to ratio 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Not possible, but this means you got to get a better deal.
7 something on an investment property doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah. So my marketing thought for today is I've been sharing this pretty regularly, but if you're going to spend money on ads, okay, I don't think you should spend that money unless it's also we're always in favor of generating actual leads, right, to grow your database. But if you're not also weaving in other ways to bump engagement, to brand yourself, to create some level of them feeling rapport and relationship with you, I think you're missing the boat. And this could not be more 180 than what Ryan and I used to teach years and years and years ago. You know, we would teach use an unbranded Facebook page and be as unbranded as possible until the person opts in. I've completely flipped my perspective on that. If you're going to spend money, I think it's got to be the media with that money's got to be an image, or better, a video with you, and even better if it's on Facebook and Instagram, encouraging to comment, to DM, to go to a page, etc., that also just happens to have or be an instant form or lead form ad. And what reminded me of that is just all weekend long, people commenting and DMing me from ads that also generate opt-ins. So why not have the best of all worlds? Why not be getting the people engaging and using the platform the way Facebook and Instagram would like it to be used, right? Which is keeping people in that native environment and getting them engaging. And not only that, because of that type of content, I'm getting way more people that share, right? So if you just do a traditional lead generation ad, people are not going to share that. They're not. Okay. but I am getting a significant share rate on ads that are also generating leads.
Interesting.
So Ryan's got an example of one right now. Is that my new DSCR one?
No,
Oh,
this
no.
is one. This is one. It happens to be in your market that I'm doing for Mark, but that's interesting. So what you're talking about, this is the traditional blind property list ad where you don't even know this Facebook page isn't even branded to the agent.
Right.
You're saying better would be a video of Mark saying, "Hey, I've got this list of new construction properties," right? Maybe he asked a question, would you buy new or buy, do you like old houses? If not, like make it a little more opinionated.
Yep.
And then the opt-in is for the list. But his branding is in
also, if we could have his branded page, but the video for something like this would be this. Did you know that right now there are over 300 new construction homes available right here in Central PA? Prices start or range from blank to blank. If you'd like me to send you the complete list of all new construction homes available right now here in Central PA, you can comment new below, shoot me a direct message, or go to markdb.com/new.
Would you still use a Facebook lead form and just tell them they can click?
I would still put that. So what's working for me, I don't reference or tell them in any way, shape, or form to click the button for, to get the list. And yet the ones that are conditioned to use lead forms are doing that. And also I'm getting people commenting. I'm getting people direct messaging. I'm getting people that directly email. I'm getting people that directly call or text me, while I'm also generating the actual opt-ins.
Is it these ones?
Those are those, and the HELOC ones are all crafted in that fashion where I am, and in those cases, I'm also sort of
80 a day.
I'm educating them a little bit. It's a little bit of informational.
Sorry, I yelled at you. I saw the 80 a day, and I saw the 80 a day, and I said, "You're balling. They must be working if you're at 80 a day."
Oh yeah, I mean, I had 2 this weekend that came in that I mean, they haven't funded yet, but the volume on just the 2 HELOCs that came in the last 72 hours is 400,000 or 500,000.
Yeah,
which it doesn't mean, all that means is that will pay for ads for the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, this is CapCut. You in the bottom right, or did you use?
That is. So here's we have a short form video training. I think there's even the link to the short form video training in the description with today's show. We usually leave it in there because we reference it so often. Yeah. I don't like CapCut's green screen function. I don't think it's as good as what I've been doing lately is I use Facebook's Reel. Like I'll record it in there, and then I just download the raw video. Like you can go in, choose green screen, you choose camera, then you choose green screen, put the green screen up, and their green screen is just cleaner. It just works better for whatever reason. I don't know why. But better for everyone is that's free. Like you all have Facebook. You don't have to pay for anything to get that green screened video. And then I add the captions. Now I do pay for that. I pay for captions. That's just the name of the app. I add the captions using that. And then, I've got a pretty clean video that I can take and put on TikTok and Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels, and I post them on Twitter, and I post them on LinkedIn, and I post them on my Google business listing and YouTube as a short, right? So, and then the ones that work, the ones that resonate, the ones that get engagement, are the ones that I then turn into ads, an instant form ad.
So maybe I'm not understanding. You do a green screen Reels video on Facebook. Do you have the bullet pointed screen, the stuff in the bullet points behind you?
Okay, so I make that with Canva. That green screen image is a Canva image. So that's I've got that saved to my phone. And when I choose green screen, I can choose that photo that then becomes the backdrop.
Okay.
And then that's what I'm talking about. Now, let's relate it to the example that you showed. What I could do, and I've done this, is instead of a static image, I could make a video of just scrolling the new construction listings
Yeah.
available. Okay. And now I can drop that as the green screen behind me
The
as I
video
talk
itself.
about how many are available and the price ranges, etc. And if you'd like to check them all out, you can, you can comment new, shoot me a DM, or go to, markdb.com/new.
So the big thing here is when you do your ads, put yourself in the ad from the start, because it kind of, I've always done blind ad and then retarget to build your brand. You're saying, why not just go with your brand right away? Eliminate that extra step.
I think it's worth figuring out how to make that work. You might have to work a little bit harder to get it to work up front, but you're going to get more from every dollar you spend in that work. It's going to make your dollar stretch a lot farther.
This is interesting. Okay. Yeah. All my, I do a lot of ads for Thanks.io where I'm on the camera. And if I think about it, there are a lot more conversations there off those ads when I'm on camera. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And Lo had mentioned that Instagram Reels green screen works good as well. I would agree. Either one of those, it just works better than CapCut. Now, I only use the free version of CapCut. Maybe the pro version, the green screen functionality is better. I don't know because I've never paid for it. But why not just use the free functionality? And to be clear, when I make that first version, I don't actually publish the reel. I record it. And before I go publish, you can download it to your phone. And now you've got the raw video file with you talking with the green screen behind, which if any of this just seems confusing and you're getting lost, we have it documented for all of you. And it's in the members area. It's the short form video process. It's in the members area under members resources. It's also, you can find it with the description above or below this video as well. So it's me showing you exactly how I do what I'm describing here to at least create the short form video content, right? So yeah. And Alina says branding is so important. What's funny is I was an anti-branding guy forever, and it's just more and more apparent that to win, to stay relevant, it has to be brand, because if not, you're essentially a commodity. And again, with what is happening in our industry, that is not going to work. You are not going to be able to survive as a commoditized agent, right? And so branding and doing some of what we've talked about here for the last few minutes is how to ensure that you are connecting with and building rapport and relationship and a know, like, and trust level to the point where you can communicate and demonstrate the value you provide in the marketplace. And Alina, yes. So I then, once I have something that's working, I then run them as lead ads or in the instant form ads. So when you create them, what I have been choosing is instant form and messenger. It's like one bunched together. You can choose instant form standalone or instant form and messenger. And I choose them both, which gets me even more direct message conversations. So Ryan, what was going on there in the background?
I was learning how to use Facebook Reels. I spent half of Friday trying to make a few little KV Core shorts on using CapCut and trying to get Canva to fit my background and editing it. This is game changing for me. Thank you. So just do the reel,
download it, and away you go.
So you can do it without posting it to everybody.
Right.
You see,
right.
You post it to yourself or something. Yeah.
You don't even post. You don't even have to post it. So you go through the steps, but before you actually post, there's a it just looks like an arrow down, right? So download. Yep. You hit the arrow down. You can save it. It just says like save to your device, and then you can discard. You can discard the post, right? So it doesn't actually post anywhere. And now you've got the raw video file that you can add captions to. you can add music to, you can add stickers to, whatever you want to do, you've got that to work with. And
Cool.
you know, no, you don't have to pay for anything for that.
When you add your captions, do you just load it into that captions app and it adds it for you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll try that with CapCut because I did pay for the premium. I think it'll do the same thing and maybe give some
Yes,
other options.
CapCut, if you pay for the premium, does have the captions as well. And
yeah,
I mean,
it's probably more expensive though because the captions is just a one time for the year, right?
No, the captions app I do pay monthly for. So
okay. All right.
CapCut may be a better deal. It's one of those things where I just had my way of doing it and it was working and it does work. So I just stayed with that process.
Anyway, guys, we do need to be getting on the short video horse. It's like you almost can't not do it anymore because anybody under 30 is living here, right?
Yep.
Anybody over 30 is really. Yeah.
Alina, I run them on both. She says, "Do you run these on Instagram or Facebook too?" Thinking about the audience age, I run them on both, and they're working on both. Now, if I look real granular, what I'll probably see is that one works better than the other, but that is just going to be on the actual lead opt-ins. But I get direct messages on both. I get comments on both. So it's working on both. And you're right. It's probably a different demographic age-wise, but for me, it's working. Now you may decide you only want to run it on one or the other, but for me, I just Alina, this is a good follow-up to the one campaign strategy that I talked about, one campaign blueprint a couple of weeks ago. That's part of his blueprint is like, don't mess with placements. Don't mess with anything. Find something that works where you can just say, this is my objective. This is my offer and concept. This is my media, and away you go. Right. And so you can then invest more energy and efforts into doing more or making what's working better. All right. I think that was a good start to the week. Some housekeeping items. Regular show tomorrow, texting and traffic Tuesday. We got DSCR class, DSCR loans and examples, and we have our specialist on, so we can run. If you can come with your scenarios or situations or questions, and Taylor is a wealth of knowledge for that. That is at 1 Eastern, DSCRclass.com, DSCRclass.com. We'll have our mastermind on Wednesday, as we always do, wakeup.realestate/MM. Ryan, I'm thinking no Friday show today. I've got a couple of settlements.
Let's cut Friday.
It's leading into a holiday weekend. Yeah. People haven't been coming on Fridays, so
Yeah, it's your fault. No show.
Yeah. So I'll find a way to share my weekly email newsletter template. Maybe I'll just screenshot it and drop it to you all by email who are curious. But no Friday show today, or this week rather. We'll take a little bit of a long weekend. A couple more questions came in here, or comments and questions. Is LinkedIn also an option? Yes, absolutely.
I've been doing a lot more on LinkedIn. It works.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're making the content, you might as well post it everywhere you can. And Timothy, you can go and find. If you go to our Wake Up Real Estate LinkedIn page, you can find examples there, or just find me on LinkedIn and you can find examples there. Now, you'll full transparency, like it ebbs and flows. Like I'll get into a groove, and there are some months where I post 10, 15, 20 shorts. And if you look recently, I've posted like one in several weeks. But I'm still getting the results from the money I'm spending on the ones that I already know are working. So it's
you're probably going to look at LinkedIn more for organic, which implies you're going to be commenting on people's posts and spending more time there. The ads platform is pretty expensive still.
Yep.
My experience.
And Alina, last question. When you said once something works, then you run ads, what do you mean by when something works? How do you quantify that? So, I have enough audience on some of these platforms that when I say something works, if I record a video like what I'm describing, if someone comments, if someone DMs, even if someone engages, meaning they hit the like button or the love button or they share it, that to me is like, okay, at least one person thought this was good enough to take an action, I might put some money behind it to see if that was a happy accident or if there's something to this. Okay. Now, if you don't have audience, then how I would test it is I would try 3 different ideas, for example, and I'd put $5 behind it, and I'd see which one of these got more engagement, which one of these got people commenting, got people liking, maybe got me a DM, something along those lines. That may be a better way to approach it. Low, look at that, boing. Low, smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you, buddy, for helping us out. And Alina says, good show, gentlemen. Thank you, and have a nice day. And with that, we will wrap it up. And hope to see you all tomorrow. If you need help in the meantime, if you have questions, etc., you can go to wakeup.realestate and use the chat widget bottom right. And of course, as always, if you're not using thanks.io or justsold.info for your direct mail needs, you're missing the boat. Check it out and get some direct mail out today. And if you need an idea, a strategy to try with it, go listen to last week's session where we talked about bribing with gift cards in direct mail. So thank you all, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Same place, same link.
See ya.
See ya.